And here we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Samrat.
I'm Geneva.
I'm Sarah.
So today we are starting a new stand-up comedy special. A new comedian by the name of Hasan Minhaj. You know who he is.
He's a very recognizable face.
Yeah, but you know him from The Daily Show.
Yes.
Yeah, you know that he's a correspondent for The Daily Show. Mm. Do you know who this person is?
Do you know what he looks like?
It's not Nicki.
Not Nicki. Not related to Nicki Minaj.
Not the Barbs.
No. It's Hasan Minhaj.
I never heard of dude. I don't know what he looks like. My memory of him is from the last 5 minutes.
So
Nothing special.
I've seen him. I've seen this special. I've listened to this special before. He actually grew up not too far from where I grew up, which is in Northern California. We're in the Valley. He's from Davis, California. So this special is called Homecoming King. And part of the reason why we're doing this special now is because we know that his new special, the latest and greatest, just came out, recently, within the last month. Yeah, so we're just going to jump into his very first hour-long Netflix special here.
Yay!
Any question? You don't? Are we ready?
Si, senor.
Can you hear it?
Davis, what's up?
Oh, he went now, Davis.
I'm home.
I've never
I had to bring it back here.
He was showing at his hometown.
Netflix was like, where do you want to do the special? LA, Chicago, New York? I was like, nah, son, Davis, California. This has been a very good year for me. I recently got married. I got married, you guys. Thank you. I need the claps. It's a very heavy ring. It's very heavy. It was like a reverse Lord of the Rings situation where I got a ring and then I lost half of my powers, which is very different Lord of the Rings. We're like, what? Listening compromise? You take the ring, Sam. Like the movie's done in 8 minutes. It's not a 90-hour saga. But we just celebrated our 1-year wedding anniversary, so it's 1 year down, forever to go. Which is terrifying to say. But what's great is now it's just kind of liberating, because I don't give a fuck about any of my single friends. I don't care about any of you guys, and it feels great. Because you guys are at home, just like swiping for love and complaining. Like, how do you find people? Dimples off with his head, like a goddamn emperor. It's like, brunettes, not for me. I'm like, dude, you work at Subway. You don't deserve this level of choice. You realize, we're getting soft. You realize my parents physically never saw each other? Physically, never saw each other. 30 years ago, in a small town in India called Aligarh, population 990,000. That's a small town in India. My dad heard a lot of buzz in the streets about this girl named Seema, my mom. And like, Seema was that chick, you guys.
That girl.
Like an 82 Seema could get it. Look at that red
This is cute.
She was like the iPhone 8 of Aligarh. People were like, oh my God, have you heard of Seema? She's very slim and slender. Her family owns a camera. My dad's like, what, a camera? I don't believe this. So he runs down to my grandfather's house, just lays it on the line. He's like, what's up? I'm Najmi, I'm a chemist. I'm going to America. I want to marry Seema. YOLO. In 10 minutes, the man married a woman he had never laid eyes on.
Wow.
You understand? That's Tinder with no photos. It's like, yeah, I want that for the rest of my life. I hope she has a good personality. Let's move to the United States, where we're the only people that know each other. I'm so grateful for that decision. Najmi marries ? They come to the States. I come out. Popping out of your mom is like real estate. It's all about location, location, location. I popped out here. Like anybody brown, we popped out here. We made it. We're the rappers that made it.
Rappers that made it.
What's wild is I never even knew how the whole X-Men origin story went down. It's crazy because we know nothing about our parents, and our parents know nothing about us. Like, you'll be like, Dad, what's your favorite color? Stanford. You're like, what? No. I want to know more about you. Why do you want to know about me? Get into Stanford. You're like, ah. And I think it's just that, like, immigrants love secrets. Right? Like, they love them. They love bottling them up deep down inside of themselves and then just unleashing them on you 30 years later when it's no longer relevant. So you'll be sitting there like, what? Mom's a ninja, dad's a communist? Why are you telling me this right now? I feel like every conversation with my dad is like an M. Night Shyamalan movie where it's just 90 minutes of build-up to no payoff. And I'm like, that's the ending? So My dad marries my mom. They come to the States, they have me in Davis, California, but my mom, she has to go back to India to finish up med school. So the first 8 years of my life, it was just me and my dad. It was just the two of us, just two brown dudes trying to make it in America, minus all the unconditional love. I gotta be real. You gotta be real. Brown love is very conditional. Like, you can't hear this in the photo, but he's like, you better get all A's. You can't hear that. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. I grew up here, like Pioneer, Homes. I grew up here. Yeah.
I bet they love him, right? Hometown hero.
Davis was like super white, like kind of, it's kind of like tonight. Right? Like roll call was a problem. It was a big deal for like a lot of us. Right? Like what's your name?
Josera?
Josera. Okay, what would you get during roll call?
Joseriah?
Joseriah?
Yep.
Yeah, I would get all like Hasan, Minhaj, Sahan, Minhaj, Saddam Hussein. It's my English teacher. I'm like, dude, my name's not Saddam. What's your name, dude?
Bijou.
Bijou? What would you get?
A blank stare.
A
A blank
Blank stare.
It's weird. Like, so I'm the only brown kid at my school. My dad's the only brown guy at work. And so in a weird way, that brings us together. And we have to do everything together, which sucks. Because if you're with an immigrant father, you have to try to understand them. And I still can't understand some of you guys to this day. Like, there's uncles here tonight, and none of you guys are smiling. Like, I don't get it. You're going to die. Fucking laugh. Like, you're not laughing. Why aren't you laughing? You guys are always stressed and always tired. Like, you could wake up any immigrant father from like a 12-hour nap, and they'd still be like, ah! Why do I have to pay taxes? You're like, Jesus. We do everything. We'd have to go to the grocery store together. I remember we'd be in the grocery store, and we'd be walking through the aisles. My dad would like pick up yogurt. I try to understand. I'm like, yogurt. Or like milk, just like, good. And I look at him and be like, oh man, like dad hates yogurt. He hates milk. But I get that look now, and it's like, you know, life is tough, and sometimes you don't know what you're doing. And he's my age, he has a little kid, and I'm not making his life any easier. I'm like picking up soda in the aisles. I'm like, ah! He's like, Hasan, don't do that. I'm like, I'm a kid, I'm gonna live forever. And then I would trip on my Velcro shoes, and I would drop the soda in the aisle, and it would explode. And then my dad would do what most brown parents do to this day. He'd check to see if the coast is clear. He slapped the shit out of me, and I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Pockets, for acknowledging that. And for the liberal white guilt. Look, immigrants aren't gonna hit their children the way you guys do. Americans hit their kids on the arm and bruise their body. Immigrants slap you across the face and bruise your soul. It's Guantanamo of the mind.
Reminiscence of
And I know some of you guys are like, no,
Russell
hey,
Peters.
no, this is Davis, okay? I listen to NPR. Ira Glass says
NPR.
children are our future. You know what? Have you seen the show on NBC called The Slap? There's a real show on NBC. There's a real show on NBC about a white kid that gets slapped at a birthday party. Are you fucking kidding? 13 episodes for this
13
kid?
episodes?
Are you kidding me? Do you know when brown kids get slapped at birthday parties? Every brown birthday party. And usually, it's the kid whose birthday it is, and we stand there, and we point at him, we laugh, we go, ah, Bijou got slapped on his birthday. And that's what makes us tough and resilient. And it's why we become cardiologists and win spelling bees, right? Slapping is important, it elevates your game. Have you ever seen an Indian kid win the spelling bee?
Like every year.
Incredible. Ice water in the veins, Kobe. That kid's not gonna choke on camera. He's been slapped on camera. Of course he can spell Canado. Look at that face.
Oh my God.
Nothing.
Yeah, we're doing the line here.
He's 12
I
years
remember
old.
him.
Nothing. This kid just won $30,000 cash. Nothing. And people are like, oh, where does that come from? Look at his parents. Look at this kid's parents. What? Your son
Conditional love.
just won the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Look at his brother. Look at his brother.
Oh my
his brother's
gosh.
like, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. The bar is way too high. I should kill myself. I should kill myself. People are like, hey, where does Bobby Jindal come from? That's where Bobby Jindal comes from. That is an Indian sociopath. I know what happens when I talk about this stuff. People are always like, oh, you got tiger parents, your parents don't love you. I think our parents love us. I think we have great fathers. I just think our fathers didn't download all the great dad software.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like there's just a few apps they're missing. Like birthdays aren't their thing. I mean, I feel like every immigrant father feels like if they brought you to the United States, happy birthday. You know what I mean? Like,
That's a gift.
Starbucks, Wi-Fi, freeways, happy birthday, no more birthdays, go be president. Like, that's the policy. One time I was in an interview and this lady was like, describe your earliest birthday memory. I was like, do I have to? So I'm 6, I'm turning 7, right? Like, my dad wakes me up super early in the morning. He's like, Hasan, get up. Get in the Camry. The immigrant car of choice. Get in the Camry. We're driving from Davis to Sacramento. There's one mall in the entire area at the time. Arden, right? We get to this intersection, and I look to my left, and it's the one place that every kid dreams about. Toys R Us. I was like, oh shit. Dad saw the Toys R Us kids catalog cut out on my wall. He saw my vision board. He saw the blue BMX bike that I wanted. He's here to surprise me. Turn left. Turn left. Turn left. Then he turns right, and I'm like, Home Depot? We're walking through Home Depot. I'm like, Dad, why are we here? Do you know what day it is today? He's like, yeah, it's Saturday. I'm like, no, it's my birthday. Did you forget that it's my birthday? He's like, no, son, how could I forget that it's your birthday? That's why I brought you here, so you could pick out the door handle for the bathroom. And I was like, why don't you have me pick out the toilet? Because you were shitting all over my dreams. I didn't say it. I would have gotten slapped. I wanted to say that, but that's when I realized, oh, there's a generational gap between us and our parents, right? Like, you're gonna fight with your parents, and there's a finite number of hands you can play with them over the course of your life. You know about this, right? Right? You're not gonna be a doctor? Boom, that's a hand. You wanna marry a white girl? Boom, that's a big hand. On that day, I could have wild out and be like, I don't give a shit, Dad, you sign me right here, right now. I want that bike. But I was like, no, hang on to your cards. You'll need them later. Like, I had vision as a 6-year-old.